Hey guys, in today's devotional video, we're actually going to be talking about the Apostle Paul. Now, being an apostle means that he saw Jesus and then he became a follower of Jesus. So, we're going to start in Acts 9 with him. And again, in this series, we're looking at people who took different paths away from Jesus, and yet God still used them and he forgave them and he was with them through the forgiveness process. So, Acts 9 says, "Meanwhile, Saul was still breathing out murderous threats against the Lord's disciples. He went to the high priests and asked them for letters to the synagogues in Damascus, so that if he found any of those who belonged to the way, which is Jesus, whether men or women, he might take them as prisoners to Jerusalem. As he neared Damascus on his journey, suddenly a light from heaven flashed around him." Okay, so first of all, he was murdering, physically capturing and murdering Christians, people who followed Christ. And we'll have to see later, but God actually redeemed him from that, which it's so crazy that even someone who was murdering Christians and was completely against the cause of Christ, God ended up using. So that passage continues. It says, "After the light flashed around him, he fell to the ground and heard a voice saying, 'Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me?' And he said, 'Who are you, Lord?' Saul asked, 'I am Jesus, who you are persecuting. Now get up and go into the city, and you will be told what you must do.'" And later we read that he is told to, he's blind, and then he was told that he's going to receive his sight again, and then God's going to use him in many different ways. So Paul now regains his sight, and then he goes off on these big missionary journeys to where he is just proclaiming the gospel of Jesus Christ. And remember, this is a guy who was murdering and capturing Christians, and he was completely against Christ. And it is said that he helped start around 14 of the first churches. So that's an estimated number, but it was around 14 of the first churches ever. And then he wrote 13 of the books of the Bible. So 13 of his letters that he wrote to the churches were put in the Bible. And these are letters that he encouraged churches and that he helped them overcome sin issues that they were dealing with. So even though he was on a murderous rampage, literally just murdering Christians, God stopped him and then he used him. So no matter what you might be going through, just go back to Paul and remember that God is faithful to forgive, and God is also faithful to then use us no matter what our past is, no matter what we've done. God is always faithful.